YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and yet another live stream. We are a bit late to start because I was coming off of the live stream for the legendary West Rome campaign. I hope y'all were watching that. It was certainly a good one. Appius proved himself very useful there, and Sextus, of course, was spending that episode replenishing, so if Sextus is on vacation, not sure how you all feel about that. Let's see. Let's see. What else we got going on in here? Got the chat. Always fun stuff going on in the chat. So, yeah, let's go in and get some Age of Charlemagne battles started. So, yeah, this is going to be just Age of... Oh, I've got all my mods turned on. I should probably fix that. So, give me just a minute. I've got to go quit the game and turn on my mods. So, it's going to go black screen for just a second as there'll be nothing on my... screen, but we'll just restart Attila and turn my mods off, and we should be good to go. Of course, Attila is going to want to take forever to sync. The app is not already running. It's trying to cloud sync is what it's doing, so it takes bloody forever sometimes. Crap, dang it, I didn't even think about that. Sorry, folks. So give me just a second as we black screen here. We could use this scene over here. Look, Total War Warhammer Vampire counts. I never changed it over for today's stream. So there you go. Look at a nice wyvern picture there, and with some music in the background rather than just the blank screen. So, come on, Attila. The app is not already running. I already shut it down. For goodness sakes, I have to hit the task manager here and see if I can force kill Attila here. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but it does wherever you shut down and it's still running and you have to go into your task manager and end the task. There we go. So now it's going to cloud sync it sometime today. Good grief. Just launched the game already. All right. Turn all the mods off. We're going to do that. So select all. Turn all the mods off. All right. Sweet. Got the mods turned off and Attila's restarting. So yeah. Hop on Attila if you're not there already and get ready to join me in a game. I'll call it Air Stream will be the game name, so go look for that. We'll trying to think how we should make sure we get the settings right here. Yeah, top-notch background, right? I know, Zombie Dragon. It's too bad I don't have one of those in my legendary West Rome campaigns. It could come in kind of handy. All right, let's switch over to Attila now that we've got it ready. So yeah, there we go. All right, so we'll just come on over and go back into Attila. Let's get into the multiplayer battle. So if y'all want to join me, I am here. We're not going to be doing the Slavs. Apparently no one wants to use them because of the poison arrows being OP. So we'll say Airstream. Again, this is going to be Age of Charlemagne. You will need the DLC to play. So if you do not have the Age of Charlemagne DLC, you will need it before joining. We can do this, settings, we're not going to do large armies, and I'm going to go to the map and switch it over to Age of Charlemagne. There we go. And let's add human players so we can do at least a 2v2 here. I'm going to say hello. Welcome. A little bit of lag going there. It doesn't bode well. Oh, it's because people are joining probably. There we go. Hopefully it's not too bad. All right. I'm going to switch to Charlemagne, like Kingdom of Charlemagne. And let's do Charlemagne versus the Emirate. So it should be fun. Kind of a historical grudge match here, semi-historical grudge match. I'd like to find a map that's not complete crap, so let's look at the precepts. See if there's any of these. I can't really remember what the maps are like on this game, so I don't remember what's fair or not fair here. Is Po Valley decent? I don't know. We'll take a look at it. Zeal Null's in here saying that Jaw is a noob. This looks like a decent map. Let's go ahead and play it here. So Po Valley. Don't know why these two factions would ever be fighting in the Po Valley, but that's what we're gonna do. Alright, let's get the unit info so I can see what I'm picking here. It's the big difference between these two units. Extra melee defense, which for extra 100 might... Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about it. Let's pick my infantry first. So we got armored swordsmen, swordsmen. So swordsmen look decentish, just cheap. Wow, that is a huge jump in armor for the armored swordsmen. And then the mounted swordsmen get even more armor, a little better morale. So it's just armor and morale. The difference there. So let's just, again, check out the troops here. Better morale for mounted archers. No difference there. Got levy skirmishers. Don't look to be particularly great. Schola knights. Looks like they're good against cavalry. Schola cavalry, same thing. Good against cav. Frankish cavalry, though, I know is pretty decent for the price. And I say I know that. I know it because of Maximus. So otherwise, I probably wouldn't know much about this game. Armored spears, Frankish spearmen. Let's get a couple of Frankish spearmen to help hold up the flanks. Let's drop the paladin guardsmen just because. Get some swords. Definitely want some archers. It's the big difference here. Better missile damage on the... Let's get some of that. And then some Frankish cav. Let's try and use that cheap cav. Let's see. Probably can cut back. I want to do... Let's just see what else I should do here. Let's cut all the spears. Get a couple of armored swordsmen. That takes up most of my money. 50 over. I'd like to be able to get this, but got to save 50 somewhere, so we'll just ditch one archer and go with the levy archer, and there we go. All right, think I'm good. Teammate giving me some tips here. Yeah, it looks that way. All right, so I'm going to say good luck, have fun to all. And we're going to start the battle. So it's going to be Franks versus the Emirate of Cordoba. Should be fun. Any questions in the chat while the battle's starting up? Anything you all want to ask me that you want my answer to? I'm sorry on this last round of Warhammer videos that came out, I did not get one up. I spent last week in Brundage, Alabama. That's right. If any of you know where Brundage, Alabama is at, then I'll be surprised. But hey, if you're from there and you're watching, then appreciate it. It's actually a really pretty area in terms of the countryside. It's just a bunch of small towns. I was out there visiting a distribution center doing like a labor standards audit, engineered labor standards. So basically a lot of 14-hour days and a whole bunch of time and very cold. It was minus 20 in the freezer and just 34 degrees on the dock. Now that is in Fahrenheit. Wow, this map is terrible. I thought it was good, but it's really not. What is this map? This is the weirdest. Like, I can't imagine this being ever in real life because the river, the way the river runs through here, it's like the river runs uphill back here. It's just a really weird map. I guess it could be running downhill to there, but it still looks like back here the river is like almost, yeah, the river is going to be going uphill right here. Doesn't make any sense. This map sucks. Sorry about that. Someone's asking whether or not Sextus died. He did not. Wow, that is a nice big hill advantage. I'm going to deploy back a little bit like my... You know what? I do remember this map. I picked it the last time I did one of these live streams. Okay, yeah. My bad. I ended up spamming 8 armored swordsmen, and I didn't particularly mean to do that. But I did. I mean, like, I did it. I didn't necessarily mean to spam armored swordsmen. I thought I was picking 2 units of different swordsmen so that I'd do a max 6, but I did not. I'm going to loosen up the formation here, see if we can just soak up some more. Now, the Emirate does have access to some pretty decent cavalry. They're not spectacular, but they're pretty decent. Put these levy spears up here just to kind of help out. Overall, though, I feel pretty happy with the performance of the Frankish cavalry versus Emirate cavalry. We'll see. It's going to depend on how the skirmish game plays out. I would think that the Emirate players, depending on what they've chosen, could potentially have a skirmish advantage, which would make us attack uphill. And I feel decently about attacking uphill with armored swordsmen as long as I can get my guys into shield wall. Let's see, it says someone here says, last episode you're wondering how to increase the personal influence of Sextus. I'm pretty sure that increasing cunning or zeal will do that. Interesting. Appreciate that. Let's see. See if there's any other questions going on in the comments here. Dark Knight wants a shout out. Well, there you go, Dark Knight. You made it into the stream. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. All right. Tommy says something about a potato. That sounds good. I could go for some potatoes. Let's see what the Emirate has brought. Let's just do a little bit. I never do recon like I should. So, horsemen and illusion cavalry, I believe, is... Well, I thought it was going to be good against infantry, but it's not. So, Berber units. So, we'll have to watch out for those guys. And let's see. Armored archers. So, they are definitely going to have a skirmish advantage. And illusion warriors. They have 53 armor. What's the health like on these guys? So I've got 62 defense, 46 armor. They've got 72 defense, 34 attack, 34 attack. So the Andalusian warriors do appear to be a little better, though I think I outnumber them. So I'm gonna let the enemy team come down the hill a little bit. We got Berber raiders. So they got some missile cav going on, which is not a bad choice. Let's check out the Andalusian warriors. What do they got right here? This Andalusian infantry. So these guys are the cheaper versions that basically just come without the armor. Armored archers, though, going to be challenging for us. Berbergenettes really won't have a place to get around the flanks very easily. These ones potentially could. Not super worried about it. Yeah, I shouldn't have picked this map. I picked it last time, and this is what it ends up happened last time. It just ends up being like a big standoff because both players want to use the giant hill to their advantage. I think we could overwhelm this army, though. Andalusian Cav have 50, 32, 50 charge bonus. 28, 32, 50 charge bonus on the Frankish Cav, though, too. 37 defense, 46 armor. So these guys have better defense, slightly less armor. Morale is 57. My morale is considerably lower. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe if I throw some spear support out there, and we probably should, because having a meat shield up front's not going to make a heck of a lot of difference. Let's start pulling spears that way, and we'll just make sure that those Berbergenettes don't have an open shot to my guys here. And then we could overload with Frankish Cav. Yeah, I'm willing to come off the hill a little bit too. Go ahead and move forward a bit. I definitely want to run my spears over here. We actually can probably trap these Berbergenettes. If they don't start retreating back right now, I think we can catch them. Okay, yeah, he knows what I'm up to. Alright, so we'll just pull off that.
In the name of Rome, for the Raiders, advance!
And I'll just keep my Paladin Guardsman. It's a pretty capable cavalry unit. Let's grab one more unit to support the Paladin. Well, there's friendly cav there too, so we should be good. Let's try and keep this flank overloaded. And I'd kind of like to push this flank back.
Riders at the double.
Gonna push this flank back up. Kind of feel like I have some degree of advantage out here. And in terms of heavy infantry, I have an advantage as well because he's running with some Berber levy and other stuff here. So I think that just cost efficiency probably favors the Franks from what I'm seeing. Let's see. He's going to roll more cavalry over this way, which is certainly a smart decision. I could probably move up. I could move up a little bit, but I don't want to move up too much. Okay, yeah, he's now rolled all of his cavalry over there. If he comes down, he's coming down a little closer, so our archers approaching each other. Is he all armored archers? He is. That's where some of his money has gone, so he will easily win a skirmish fight. But I could try and eat up some of the ammo on his men, and that ought to be my goal. Just try and eat up some of the ammo. Missile damage is 38. Most of my guys have 38 missile damage as well, but not all. Some of his units have pretty decent attack. These horsemen, not bad units from the Emirate here. I don't want to underestimate him and just think Frankish cavalry is going to win, though it might. Rome is mother to us all, huh? Thought you were Franks. Apparently not. Okay, I think what we're going to do... So this guy could protect this flank. So, but if I overload... Here's my plan. Let's see. If I overload right here... And that leaves me 2 extra units. Let's push up here as well. So I'm just going to keep attacking the armored archers. Just want to keep them busy.
Quickly now. Advance at speed.
I'm going to go into shield wall. Kind of just slowly push up the hill a little. Okay, he's going to engage my swords with his spears. I'm perfectly happy with this engagement. This leaves my spears free to engage against his cavalry. So this is what I was hoping for in terms of favorable engagements. He does get a good charge on me right here, though. Hopefully my ally can help support a little here. It looks like he is. Just going to give stop orders on all my guys here. Switch to flaming arrows. His general looking potentially a little vulnerable here. Let's bring our paladin guardsman over in case he tries to pull through. Somehow my swordsmen are losing terribly to his Berber levy. I did some kind of misguided attack order there, did that. Let's chase his Berber Genets. What in the world happened to my line? My whole line insta-routed. It must have been because they didn't have an attack order or something. I guess I should have stopped my men before the engagement. Well, this is good.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was the attack orders, I guess. That's the only thing it could have been. No, it's not shield wall. They're saying it was shield wall. I was in shield wall. It was the attack orders.
Running for their lives.
I can't imagine anything else it was. It had to have been the attack orders. I'm gonna just say let's
Return to the battle.
get this over with so we can play another. Yeah, that would be preferable to me. Is like, let's just get this over with so we can play another one. I'm not really concerned about trying to draw this one out any further than it already has been. It's going to be a big problem here because there's so many enemy archers and infantry left.
Our forces have found their courage. Back to the fight.
Yeah, just really, really weird there how that worked. Very odd. I'm just going to try and pull. Yeah, it was the misclicks. I'm going to look at the
Our men flee the field of battle.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So one of my person comments, they said no attack orders and then them charging down. I agree. I think that's what it was. Without the attack orders, I should have halted my shield walls, and then it would have probably been fine. Yeah. Charles Martel should now feel very disappointed by you. Yeah, he should. Let's see what we can do to help out here real quick. Let's try and leave our archers over here as like just kind of bait. And let's see if we can recharge some of this infantry and help my teammate out a little.
Our men are
Yeah.
breaking off.
Let's leave one cavalry unit back here, maybe two. Let's try and rout some of these guys. Got a pretty decent rear charge on these Andalusian warriors. Yeah, again, he can have my archers. This is just going to be bait to try and keep him busy for a minute. Let's pull one of these units out. Let's just leave my Schola Knights. Let's try and get some of these archers. Okay, let's charge his cavalry. Pull that over. My general has... I accidentally... Dang it! Stay in there. I accidentally gave a misclick on my general, so I just lost most of that unit as well. But we freed up this unit. Let's get in there and help our general. Let's help wrap up more of the infantry fights, actually. So my general's a dead man anyway at this point. Let's try and recharge in there. Gonna do as much as I can just to help roll up the infantry fight some. So that should roll up quite a bit of that. I'm gonna try and ignore some of these enemy units and get on the move again. My Frankish cavalry, though, don't have very good morale. Yeah, and they routed. Yeah, I'm going to be losing most of my units, but there, we got a few kills before I died. Tried to help out my teammate a little bit with some of those rear charges. But yeah, my misclicks in this one were completely blunderful. Ha, get it? Blunderful? As in wonderful, but not. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So those misclicks, they kill you in Attila really quick because as your guys disengage, you get completely wrecked. Did what I could, though. We wrapped up a couple of infantry fights for my teammate. But certainly not enough to help turn it because all this Umayyad cavalry left. Let's see. Do a battle using a Lombardy? Yeah, I can probably do that. Let's maybe do like a Lombards versus Avars or something. Have a little fun. I think that's what we'll do in the next one. Yeah, not a whole lot else left to see here. Yeah, it had to be the misclicks. Just my guys were in shield wall, but since they didn't have attack orders, I should have halted them prior to the charge, and then it should have worked. or just giving a few of the guys, like against the spears, just made sure that they had attack orders. When I hit the halt button, it was probably too late at that point, and my guys got completely destroyed by the downhill charge. That's definitely a mistake on my part that I didn't mean to happen, and Attila is obviously not the place where you want to make that mistake. You get insta-punished for it. My teammate's doing a pretty good job at putting up a nice fight here. He's still got some cavalry left, and he's going to put up a decent fight here. This is going to be a problem over here, though, these horsemen. If he can pull those spears back behind his line, though, and get over here, that would probably help do the trick. I need to go turn on my telestration tools again. Ooh, the spearmen are going to do a nice job of chasing these cavalry off for a moment. General's still alive here. That's good. So he's got his guardsmen alive. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Rear charge potential here. No one wants to engage each other because of shield wall, because shield wall is pretty redonkulous in Age of Charlemagne. Got overwhelmed here by Andalusian warriors. So nicely played, though, by Wolf here, considering how badly I got mopped up. Thought he did a good job. These spears over here are going to certainly be helpful, the armored spearmen. Try and clean up a few of these Andalusian cavalry. I think they're using flaming arrows here just to try and hit the morale, and that's probably a good choice by the enemy player. At least we made these guys use some of their ammo, but just having any of their ammo left at this point is going to be brutal for my teammate. Let's see what he's got left. His Frankish cavalry here should do pretty well versus the Berber Genets. It's just the numbers that are working against them. These spearmen, armored spearmen though they be, will eventually die. And then the Umayyad Guard Cav here is going to do pretty well trying to get into all these swordsmen. So yeah, we'll do, let me look at the time. I'm actually already over time. Yeah, so unfortunately this is going to be the only battle for today. Sorry. I do have to get off here. I got some stuff I got to do out in the yard and get to work. I will bring you all some more online battles soon. So in terms of what to expect, yeah, sorry, the battle wasn't ideal today. That's a live stream. That's what happens when you live stream. You never know what you'll get. Well, I'm going to be doing more live streams, though most of them will probably be at night when I'm normally recording, so you may want to keep an eye out tonight. I might do another live stream then. I'm not sure what it'll be, but yeah, I want to live stream some Halo Wars too, so that hopefully I can do co-op campaign with people. Should be a lot of fun. And I'm trying to think, just to let you all know what else is coming up. So Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic will still be around. Homeworld 2 is still going to be around. The Attila campaign will still be coming daily. Online battles will still be coming. I'm just going to be kind of interspersing stuff throughout. Some people seem to get worried when I don't do those episodes as often as they want. But no, unless I tell you I'm going to stop recording something, I'm not going to stop recording it. So for those of you wondering, like, is Homeworld dead? Is this dead? No, they're not dead. I just haven't had a chance to record it. Again, being out in Alabama and having the long days, just made this last week. I was lucky to get any recordings up last week. And so that's kind of the reason why I just struggle sometimes when I have those days like that. I think this is the Guardsmen cavalry just doing everything they can do before they die. Looks like they're trying to kill a lot of armored archers, but I would assume that they're about to rout. Should be a lot of enemy cavalry around. So let's just kind of watch these guys fight it out here towards the end so y'all get a little bit of close-ups. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing over the next week, so just keep your eyes out. Again, sorry that I botched this battle up so bad, but if you're a fan of the Emir de Cordoba, then maybe you enjoyed watching Charlemagne get their crap kicked due to my my terrible control there. My army, let's see if we managed to... This Emir army took some pretty heavy losses, but this one here, obviously, I think was the one I was facing. Yeah, it was. Just look how quick these guys killed on my infantry. Now, the spearmen were up against armored swordsmen. That's a Berber levy with 230 kills against armored swords, so that'll tell you just how bad it is if you walk into combat like that without the attack order. It can be bad. Now, if you have a shield wall, you can halt that shield wall before it enters combat, and you should be good, but this is from walking into combat. That's what happened there. Anyway, sorry, it's a bit of a weird live stream, but I appreciate the people who joined. I'm going to say GG. And I will do more of these, so keep it out. This won't be it. Like I said, I'm going to try and do more live streaming in general. Master Kraus, there's your shout out. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, I will be trying to do more of these in general, and we will just hopefully have some fun. I do have to run for today because I'm just out of time for streaming, so I apologize if you all wanted to see more. But like I said, worry not. More live streams inbound, and I will see you all soon. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now. I will see you on the next live stream.